Imagine you spend 2 lakh rupees on inventory for your online store. Your product photos are perfect. Your website looks beautiful. You launch. Customers start ordering. But every order email goes to the wrong address. Every invoice shows the wrong time. Google cannot find your site because one checkbox was ticked. All of that because you skipped a 15 minutes setting checklist. Today we fix that in 15 minutes or less. Video 1 to 11 build your site. This video makes it bulletproof. 15 minutes. Let's go. So let's understand what's at stake here. Well, if you don't spend these 15 minutes on your admin dashboard settings right now, you will end up spending hours later on in fixing a lot of different problems, like you have configured wrong taxes, you have configured wrong email ID, your site is not visible to the customers. So all of these problems can be solved if you just spend these 15 minutes right now. So let's directly go to your WordPress admin dashboard and let's start fixing it one by one. Alright, so here we are on the WordPress admin dashboard. The first thing that you should do is to clean up the dashboard itself, because you can see it's very cluttered. So all you need to do is go up here on screen options and just uncheck all of these options that it is showing on your dashboard. So there you go. I've cleaned up the dashboard. I've just kept the site health status over here, which I like to keep. Otherwise you can even hide this if you don't want to. So this makes your dashboard completely clean. Let's move forward. So let's go to post now. By default, WordPress will create a lot of hello world posts, which are just for a demo purpose. They don't mean anything. They are not created by you. So just select them all and go to move to trash and apply. So here you go. You have cleared the post also. Now moving forward, let's go to the pages. So here you can see a lot of these pages were created by Elementor Site Planner when we used it to create our website automatically using AI. But a lot of these pages are also duplicate, and those are the ones which were created by WordPress by default when we installed WooCommerce. So let's select those pages one by one and make sure that we delete them. Now, how do you identify the ones which are duplicate? The ones which have Elementor written in front of them are the ones that were created by Elementor Site Planner. So we just select the ones that do not have Elementor written in front of them, and we keep on deleting them one by one. So this is a checkout page created by Elementor. So we keep that and we delete the other one. This is a draft page created by Elementor. Let's select that also. Now my accounts, this is the Elementor My Account page. So we can select this one. Privacy policy page, this was created by Elementor, and this is the draft that was created by default. Let's select that. And the refund and return policy also has a draft version and a one created by Elementor. So let's select that. So we have selected all the duplicate pages, and let's go to bulk action, move to trash and apply. Now we have deleted and cleared up the pages also. Now we go to the settings, and now from here on we start doing the settings for our WordPress dashboard. So the first thing that we need to do is go to general, and let's do the general settings for our WordPress. Now, these are the main general settings that you have to focus on first. This is where your site title will come in. So make sure that it is there. You have to add a tagline about your business over here. Make sure that your site icon is uploaded from here. Make sure that your website URL is correct and it has HTTPS over here. The same thing should happen over here also. This should also be HTTPS. Now the next thing that you have to make sure is that your proper and correct email ID is mentioned over here. This is your administration email address, and this is the email address on which all the notifications about new orders or any changes will come. So make sure that you have the correct email ID over here. Otherwise, your order information will go to a wrong email ID. So make sure this is proper. Now the next thing is that you have to make sure that you select the right language over here. English United States or English UK should be okay. I keep it English United States. Another important thing to make sure is that you change the time zone over here, because this is by default UTC plus 0, but we have to select UTC plus 5:30. This is the time zone of India. If you don't do this, your invoices and everything that will happen through your website will have wrong time zone and wrong timestamp on those things. So make sure that you have the right time zone selected over here, which is UTC plus 5:30. Now you can select the date format that should appear on your invoices and your website. So by default in India, we use DDMMYY. So let's select this. And now the time format should also be proper. So I'm selecting this one, which is the time in hours, minutes, and AM or PM. So I've selected that, and you have to also select on which day your week starts. So by default, it is Monday. We can leave it like that. And once you're done, just click on Save Changes. So by doing this, you have finished the general settings of your website. So we have made sure the time zone is correct. We have made sure that the admin email ID is correct. And we have also made sure that the site language is properly selected, which is English. Now moving forward, we move on to the reading settings. So here are the reading settings of WordPress. So here we have to make sure that a static page is selected. So you have to make sure that this is selected, and the static page should be home, or it could be shop if you want people to land on your shop page directly. So for me, it is home over here. And for the post page, you can select blog. So in case you create any post, it will land on the blog page. So once this is done, another thing that you have to do is you have to make sure that this box is not checked. It should be unchecked, because if this is checked, Google will not be able to search for your website and you will not have proper SEO. Your website will not be shown to people in Google search list. So you have to make sure that this checkbox is not selected. So once this is done, we have to click on Save Changes. Now let's move on. Now the next thing that we need to do is we need to make sure three things are properly configured: permalink, discussion, and media. So now let's go to discussion first. So in discussion, you can either allow or disallow people from leaving comments on your website. I think it's best to basically not allow people to leave comments by unchecking this box, because if you allow people to leave comments, they end up spamming your website, and a lot of spammers misuse that feature. So let's select that. And also you can, as a backup protection, you can make sure that if on any post you allow people to leave comments, that the person who's leaving comment should be registered and logged in, so that you know who is the person who's leaving comment. So after doing this, you can just click on Save Changes. So with this, we have set the discussion settings properly. Going forward to the media settings, now you have to do one thing over here. You have to uncheck this box and make all of these as 0. The reason is that we don't want multiple versions of each image created on our website, because that will increase the size of the website. So once you have done this, just click on Save Changes. So we have configured the discussion, we have configured the media. Now moving forward, go to the permalink section, and here you have to make sure that permalink structure is selected as post name. So this is selected, and click on Save Change. Now by doing this, you have finished the basic WordPress settings, and we can move forward to the Elementor settings next. Now let's go to the Elementor settings on our dashboard. So you can find Elementor on this left side panel. You will see Elementor written. So this is Elementor, and inside it you have to go to editor and click on settings. Now here we are on the settings page of Elementor. You have to make sure that your post types are properly selected. So post and pages are already selected. You have to make sure that since this is a WooCommerce website, products should also be selected. And once you have done this, you can save changes. Another thing that you can do is that you can disable the default colors and fonts from here. So you can select this check mark also, both of them. You can uncheck this because you don't want to share your information with Elementor, and just click on Save Changes. Now you don't have to touch anything in integration, so we can leave that as it is. We can move forward and go to the advanced settings now. So let's go to advanced settings. Now here on the advanced settings, you make sure that the switch editor loader method is disabled, enable unfiltered file upload is enabled, form submission is enabled, load font awesome for support can be kept off, generated tag should be enabled. Now regarding Google Fonts, if you are using local fonts by uploading your own fonts on the dashboard, then in that case you can just turn this off so that you use your own local fonts. Otherwise you can keep this enabled. So make sure that these settings are done and you can click on Save Changes. Now let's move forward to the Performance tab. Here you have to make sure that CSS print method is selected as external flag. Optimized image loading is enabled. Optimized Gutenberg loading is enabled. Lazy load background images is disabled because this will slow down the loading of your images on your website and it doesn't look good. So make sure that this is disabled. Load Google Fonts locally is enabled. This will help speed up your website. And Elements cache can be left at 1 day. And click on Save. And finally, let's go to the Features page. And here on Features page, you have to make sure that your menu is active because you want to show menu at the top and bottom of your website to your customers. So this should be active. Now moving forward, inline font icons can be kept as active. Additional custom breakpoints can be kept as active because this will help you create multiple breakpoints for more tab view, laptop view, desktop view. So your website will look more responsive and it will open better on different screen sizes. So keep this as active. Now optimized markup should be kept at active. Now default to new theme, this can be made inactive because I don't use this new theme builder. You can also make it inactive. Header and footer can be kept as inactive because we don't use the Hello theme header and footer. We create our own header and footer inside Elementor. So you can make this inactive. Nested elements should be kept as active. So once these settings are done, you can click on Save Changes. So after you have completed your settings and you have followed through and done everything that I showed you, you have to make sure that you go to Tools over here and click on Clear File Data, Sync Library. And once that is done, click on Save Changes. Once this is done, you go to your cache plugin over here and clear and purge all cache. Now, what you have done with it is that once you have done new settings, you want to make sure that any remnants of old settings are removed from your system and Elementor reloads the entire file system as a fresh file system and it doesn't get confused with any old settings. So you have basically cleared all the file data, you have synced the library and you have saved it, and then you have purged all the old cache so that now Elementor has access to your latest file and latest settings. So with this, we have completed all the WordPress admin dashboard and Elementor settings that you require to build your WooCommerce website. That's it. 15 minutes foundation is confirmed and solid. That's the difference between a store that works on launch day and one that has mystery problems for weeks. Download the free presentation containing the settings checklist from the link in the description. Now in the next video, video number 13, we dig deep into WooCommerce setting. This is where the real India specific work happens. GST setup, COD configuration, shipping zones for India, and email notifications your customers actually receive. Please like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss it. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section. I will see you in the next one. Have a nice day.